There's a question nowadays about life and friends, and we are so lost in this society of everything what we do. We forget who our best friend is. And the best friend, it's the breath. Can you just think about it? It's your breath. The moment you were born, you had your breath. And if that breath is been around with you all the time till now, and I think the moment you will die, there will be the breath. Everybody came and gone, came and gone, came and gone, but the breath still lives around, and it's very constant. It's the same in tabla. In tabla, you can say, what is it? See, the tal remains constant in tabla, and laya keeps changing. So your breath is like it's constant. It's always there. Laya is like your age, this, that, time to day, and as you go along, it keeps changing with various compositions, various variations, this relationship, that thing, you go there, you go here, you go whatnot. But the breath is always there. So be nice to the breath. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in this world. Namaskar. So today's podcast is about breath and your best friend in this world. So I have never done a video. This is the first one of the video podcast. I've done a lot of audio podcasts, but so here I am. We're talking about your best friend. There's this question of happiness and joy. And then they talk about being happy and enjoy the enlightenment and awakening and all of that, moksha or whatever. Maybe those are all big, huge terms, like languages and all that. But, what to me, it's an intuition. Happiness and joy are two different things, actually. Happiness is almost like an excitement, and joy is something which comes from within. So I don't think the English language defines that very well as what is, And so to me, all those are progressions. At one moment in your life, you're happy because of something. When you were a little child, you were very happy because your mom and dad got you a toy or something. But the joy, I don't know if you really felt the joy. Maybe you did. I don't know. But the whole idea about this joy, the spiritual joy and the satisfaction, I think comes as you mature in your life by step. So, when did I discover joy? I think I'm beginning to discover joy now. I'm 69-year-old, and just beginning to understand what joy is now, and I think that joy which I thought I was looking for through music and doing do the formula, like gigs and videos and traveling in hotels and all of that kind of. I thought there was concerts and applause, and I thought there was a joy, but no. At the end of the day, when I came back to my house or the hotel, wherever, there was a satisfaction, but not a joy. Joy now, I find, is the moment I started really meditating. That feeling is, I cannot explain that. There's a joy which comes from within, and you can't really describe that. And it comes for a very brief moment, and it stays for a brief moment, and it goes, and it's not there. The next time you're looking for the joy, it's gone. So yeah, thank God I've practiced tabla, and I practiced tabla, and because by practicing tabla, it also had given me that knowledge that actually you do. You play a certain composition, you get a good feeling inside. That's the joy. It's and the next day when you come back to it, it's not there. So what happens is you get into this whole meditation aspect of, you practice without any expectation, and that's a different topic. You need a good teacher to actually guide you to that, to make you tell you that. But to me, a good teacher is you.
Yeah. When you talk about satisfaction versus joy, do you think your guru, the teacher, plays an important part in helping you reach either satisfaction or joy?
This is a very good question. You know what about when did I, I lost my guru when I was really, really young. It makes me emotional, and I left the country.
Yeah.
I was like 21, 22-year old, and I left my country. What did I know about guru then? But there was a bond, there. So which I didn't have a guru after that. It was gone. So my real guru was me, myself, and my real lessons were taught by the universe. I learned everything on my own. I was pushed into it. Coming to North America wasn't a very easy thing. You begin to understand what alone here means and loneliness and all of that, because you're not surrounded by your external family, this and that, and especially when you're young and alone, you have no other choice. Either you face yourself or you go and do booze and drugs and all that. I didn't go that route. Yeah, I did drink wine and all that, but it didn't. So the real guru is me and something in my intuition. So I didn't understand that, but did I listen to my intuition? No, not always. But as time goes on, like that's why I said when I'm 69 right now, and I'm beginning to understand that the real guru is within you. And that's what I'm also teaching, sharing with my students. So yeah, see the question, what was it? What was it about the joy of the guru?
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction is something. I experience now in each and every moment of my life. Getting up in the morning, I go and clean. The very first thing I do is thank you. So when you say thank you, there's that satisfaction there. And then we go and clean my I call them my sannyasis, my pets, their toilet latrine bowl. There's a satisfaction in that cleaning. Then there's a satisfaction in meditating. Then there's a satisfaction in making a tea. Then there's a satisfaction in lighting the incense and going all over your house or whatever it is. But in order for that satisfaction, I think you have to gear your mind to be now. So the question becomes, how do you because your mind just goes everywhere. Is your best friend and your worst enemy. So how do you control that mind, and what do you do and to bring that satisfaction? I think if you so for me, to answer your question, satisfaction is each and everything which I do every day, daily, and not necessarily it comes all the time. I'm a human being. So, but if you can be aware of each and every moment of your day and whatever you're doing, that's meditation.
I think a while ago, a couple of classes ago, you talked about the bowl of water and being like muddy and foggy, and when the sun shines on it, you don't see any reflection. Only when you clear it out, you kind of get that clarity. Okay, how does that kind of metaphor relate to you as a tabla player?
I use the water part because this comes from the Veda. It comes from the Vedas. Any spiritual teacher probably will also talk about it. Yeah, it's like, just think about that consciousness, the divine consciousness, or whatever you may call it, awareness is shining in everybody. I believe that we are all one. And that consciousness is in all of us, that divineness. Now, we don't recognize that we don't recognize that is because of our own karmic balance or whatever we become. So we are fogged. So, like, the best way to explain to a student or to me myself was like, if you look at a pond, a water. Did I say a bowl of water?
I think
It's a bowl of water which is it was all dirty, right? Was it?
Yeah.
It was. Like, okay. Let's talk about. Let's just say Simple, very simple idea here. You look at a pond. If you throw a stone in it, there'll be a rippling going on.
Yeah.
That's it. So you don't even see anything. But when you don't do anything, you can see there's a stillness and you can see the reflection of everything, right? That that shining, that purity is same in you. So you, in order to see very clearly all of that, you need to clear your hard drive, which is your mind and all of that. So in order to do that, you will have to meditate for it, just to erase the junk in your hard drive,
Yeah.
so you can get slowly, one step at a time, that the shining and the clarity begins to see. So when you begin to see that little clarity there, that effect carries on in your tabla,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's same as, the Newton's third law was very recently, but the whole idea about the every action has an opposite equal reaction was happening from the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Everything is so, because of that little clarity, you get a little more. So what your goal is to increase the clarity little by little, and so you can see a little by little the fogginess in the tabla, the balance of the left hand, the right hand, and thins, nice and clean, nice, solid. And so you need to practice consistency.
Yeah. Yeah. When
I don't know if I'm clear about that.
No, yeah, it makes sense. As a student, even during the retreat when we did the meditation, and then we start playing. With anybody, you start playing, but then and you're in a focused state, and then you think of one thing, and then your mind it's off, and then whatever you're playing kind of goes off for a second. My question is, how do you increase the time that you were so incredibly focused in the moment, so those thoughts don't enter your brain or whatever, to kind of get you distracted?
You did the first step.
Yeah.
The first step was done. You guys are already doing the first step. But the consistency,
Yeah.
and you have to maintain it every day. And that's how you gain the what you call the consistency of mind being focused. So we did quite a few technique to start. I mean, automatically you guys play tere gita taka 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 tere gita or whatever you play. So you're concentrating on each and every stroke while you're doing. But then within the first 30 seconds, boom, mind is gone somewhere else.
Exactly.
You're a human being, that goes away, But as you go along, as you keep doing this, you slowly start becoming very focused on the strokes. So what we did was, at a day, which is good, was the breathing, pranayam, So when you're concentrating on your breath, in and out, breath in and out, so you can't really concentrating on it. But even when you're doing that, your mind is gone somewhere else.
Yeah.
But let it go. Bring it back.
Yeah.
Keep bringing it back. Keep bringing it back. There's no judgment. Bring it back. And then all of a sudden, you just get better at it.
Yeah. I think what separates exceptional tabla player, or really any musical professional, from a more amateur, is someone who can stay in the moment longer and someone who can come back to it quicker.
Yes, I mean, who knows, like in that stage, that kind of, if somebody is playing something, where playing is not even a question of, the playing is actually you're just playing. Your mind can be somewhere else, but the playing is so pure that it doesn't, it becomes part of that living.
Yeah.
That's a whole different world of accomplishment,
Yeah.
That's the joy too in it,
Yeah. You mentioned a lot about giving back as well. What is your kind of view on what their need versus what counts as a greed? Like how they being greedy, and what's the line you have to draw? And
it's like you're taking everything from this world.
yeah.
You're breathing air which is coming from the tree.
Yeah.
Half your life is based, coming from the tree. And then you're breathing out carbon dioxide, which goes to the tree or whatever. So that whole recycling going on. You have the moment you're taking breath, you're taking in, taking out. You're already doing that. And just think about the food you're eating. That food is not. You just not. Have you thanked anybody for? That's my question.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, for eating, I thank. A lot of people do thank. A lot of people don't even think. But when you're thanking, it's not just one little thing, but just think about the earth where it grew,
Yeah.
the farmer who grew it.
Yeah.
From there, it went into the farmer's market or something. The truck, the chain when before it went in your mouth.
Right. Right.
So there's so much has been involved in it, and what have we given back for that? So, because when you give back, you do receive more,
Yeah.
but give without any expectation.
Yeah.
But as soon as you attach something to it, that's a different story. So that comes to this whole idea about need and greed.
Yeah.
Yes, you will have to make a living. You have a goal. Of course, you must have a goal. You go. But then, are you okay with 2-bedroom house, or you want 10-bedroom house which you don't even use it? Do you need another car because your neighbor has something, or do you want an extra big screen because your neighbor has something? Or so that's a need, and that becomes a greed. Like wanting to have your personal life matters, everything what you need, what you require every day, that's a different story. That's perfect, that's okay. Go make your money, do whatever you got to do that for your goal to achieve everything. But when you go to something else and you attach, I want to be famous, I want to do this, I want to do that, I want, that's when trouble starts happening.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? You're going to go.
Yeah.
Are you going to take it with you? Like Alexander, that was the great thing about Alexander's 3 or 4 thing which he said, So all these things are, as soon as I began to really get a grasp of it, those are bad desires. I don't feel it anymore. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. When you talked about, what especially the neighbor thing, how is that led me to ask about comparison? How has your view on you comparing yourself to others changed over your entire career over the past 30, 40 years? Because I find as someone younger, maybe especially in school, the comparison is a big thing and whatever, but from someone who's gone through all that and now seeing other people in the industry, out of the industry, yourself, within Tabla.
Well, yeah, when I was young, it was when you're young, you really don't think about much of that. I lived in a beautiful house.
Yeah.
My parents had a beautiful house, But then there was always this question of, how come I don't not getting that kind of dress or that kind of costume or that kind of thing or what kind of car or that kind of apartment? It was always something outside the house. Why don't I have it? It's always been. That is the whole idea about the nature. Like, see how it works? Everything looking outside the house, but within the house, there was beautiful. Everybody was coming to the house. They were very happy. So like yourself, we are always looking outside, but it's all in here. It's here inside. See how it works? So I just realized this right now. I had everything in my house.
Yeah.
And I still wanted here and there, but now when I look back now, and everybody said what a beautiful house you had, what this, and then people are always coming. So when did I realize that I don't want anything, all of these kind of stuff? Oh my God! As step went on, I think as soon as I joined this industry and I started following the formula, I was doomed with my music. I didn't. There's something about it didn't work for me. I listened to other people and tried to do this and tried to do that. People made me feel guilty or all kinds of judgment call or whatever, or their opinions. But nobody chose to ask me, how do you feel? What do you want?
Yeah.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
Not one. That's where I think I learned that you don't have to listen to anybody. That's the guru within you.
Yeah.
Once you start listening to your own intuition, your own guru, you don't need anyone else, because no one's going to make you happy. So creating music composing music and recording, they went simultaneously. They worked in hand for me. I mean, it took me a while to understand the process was what was I looking for in the very end. Always, it is a sound which was always looking for. There's a certain kind of sound which was in my head, in my mind, which I composed and I tried to create, and then I wanted to produce that through a recording or shows and everything else. But that became my own understanding as life went on. That kind of sound doesn't work like this, that kind of composition doesn't work like that. But it went, it is a process. I'm still learning. So different point in my life, I did different things.
Yeah.
And now in this point in my life, I'm doing something else. I like to do something else. I'm much more in depth and spiritual from the Vedas and stuff like that. Because that's where I am. Look at me. I'm just doing, talking about meditation and monasteries and whatnot. So it's a different, the Vedas. I teach my students to be constantly aware of it, constantly be aware of who they are, whatnot, and all of that. So, and how music affects them in their life and what music does to them and spiritually or any other way. And whatever I'm going through, I share with my student, I consider myself as I'm doing a service, So that's my thing. And so if you want to see them perform, on 22nd of November, they are performing at the Harbourfront Studio Theatre in Toronto. All the informations are on torontotabla.com. And on 23rd of November, they're performing here at the Digital Creative Arts Centre here in London, Ontario. That too is also in our website, www.torontotabla.com. Every little details and information regarding tickets and whatnot, all of them are there. Hope to see you there, and come and ask questions, not to me, to all of these guys, and because this means quite a lot to these guys performing, and especially for the ones who are in Toronto and our neighborhood. But also you have Dr. Boyce Jeffries coming from Texas. He's also a student of mine, and he's part of this whole this show, which is a great combination of tabla with Western classical music and adaptation. And also Western music, Western instruments. So that's about it. I hope you enjoyed and you had a great time. Feel free to keep in touch with us and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Thatgram, Kilogram, whatever it is out there. That's all out there for you. Thank you very much, and be happy, be safe wherever you are in this world. Thank you, and bye for now. Namaskar.